Hi everybody, welcome back to the Capitalist Investor YouTube channel, back with another video. Today's start of the video is a vlog style video and I'm going to tell you how I bought one stock 2 weeks ago and it's increased nearly 40%. If this interests you guys, stick around for today's video. Hello guys, welcome back to the Capitalist Investor YouTube channel, and if it's your first time here, welcome to the channel. Here we talk about everything personal finance related, investing related, and everything to do with money. If this sounds of interest to you, do hit the subscribe button to be given notifications when further videos are added to the channel. As you can see, I'm sort of vlogging with the camera today, not in a stationary position. And that's really because we're going to actually dive straight into the video, and that video is going to be live from the Free Trade app. So without further ado, let's jump in to the video. Hi everybody, welcome back into the Free Trade app here with me. And as explained before, we're going to talk through the MGM stock, which I purchased just over 2 weeks ago. As you can see from the screen, it's showing a 38.67% increase, and that's on 8.2819 shares, thanks to fractional shares within the Free Trade app. The current value is £138.05. And by the way, guys, don't forget I will be releasing my July portfolio review. Appreciate that we're now sort of into the middle of August, but due to busy schedules, I've not been able to do that at the moment. But it is coming, so do look out for that this week. So getting into the stock, it's really been a strong buy for me. And if we look at the monthly movement here, we can see, at its lowest in the month on the 27th of July, it was 7.43% down from the opening of the month, and it actually ended at 34.96% up for the month. So at what point did I buy MGM stock? Well, if I scroll down and show you, I actually made the purchase on the 31st of July 2020. And so that is actually here when it was just sort of about the same as it was opening at the beginning of the 14th of July. And so actually I benefited from all of this increase here, which was fantastic. Now, I do want to talk about why I purchased this stock, because I do really believe in MGM stock, and I still think even at the price of $21.81, it's still an undervalued stock. And I do want to explain this huge increase here, which could be seen from Friday to Monday, where the stock effectively went up, 17% just in one weekend, effectively. So I'll explain what that increase was as well. So why do I like MGM stock? Well, the first time I sort of recognized it was actually from a tip from someone I saw on Twitter, who just explained that they felt it was undervalued and people were ignoring the fact that it was undervalued. So as you'll all be aware, I don't just take people's tips and then invest off the back of those. I do obviously do my research, and probably 8 to 9 times out of 10 that research means that I don't actually want to invest in it because it's just not for me. But MGM was one of the 1 out of 10 which I did want to invest in. So for those of you that don't know, MGM and its subsidiaries own and operate sort of casinos, hotels, and entertainment resorts, and it's predominantly in the US, I believe. So the stock price sort of has decreased quite a lot in sort of since the coronavirus, so end of February, early March, and it was at its sort of high in terms of this year of around $31. So if I just go back actually and look at the year, $31 just before it crashed all the way down to actually $7.14. So had I done all my research back then, I probably would have had an even bigger increase than I've already had. So yeah, obviously they've been affected by the coronavirus, because if they're operating casinos and hotels, well, if people are not traveling, people are not out in spaces like casinos, then obviously their income has been affected. But I do believe the fundamentals of the business are very strong. And actually what you would have seen on Simply Wall Street is that this stock is hugely undervalued by analysts, who predict a sort of price of around $46 a share would be about right. So obviously a good start. It's currently got a PE ratio of around 5.6, which is very low compared to, the US hospitality industry, which averages around 30 times for its PE ratio. So overall, very good. And its price to book ratio, which I often look to try and get around 1, is actually about 1.5, which again is better than the US hospitality industry average, which is 2.1. It has seen some reasonable growth in terms of both revenue and profitability. I mean, it has increased. Obviously, it will have been fluctuated and affected by the coronavirus this year, but it is expected to resume back into a positive free cash flow from 2021, I believe. And its expected growth rate is around 30%, which is great. Businesses like this have always been typically highly geared, so they've always had a high debt to equity ratio, which I can live with. And actually, as a result of the coronavirus, they have pulled down their debt to equity ratio, whereby equity is actually now greater than the debt that they had, which is the first time in, I believe, about 5, 6 years. So definitely positive, albeit it's still at 92.5%. I think the latest number suggested that the debt was around 11.5 billion, and they currently held around 4.8 billion of cash. But they do have, enough operating cash flow, which should allow them to pay down the debts that they've got. They do pay a dividend, which is also fantastic, and that is currently at about 0.04%, which obviously is not a fundamentally big dividend to pay, but the fact that they're still paying a dividend, even when they are typically a hospitality business, that is still strong and shows that the company is still a strong company if they're still willing to pay out a dividend, albeit a very small one. And actually, for those of you that are interested in that dividend, the ex-div date is actually September the 9th, so there still is a period of time that you can buy the stock, and obviously you'll get the dividend paid out, which I believe is on the 15th of September. Now, obviously, don't just buy the stock because I'm telling you to. Also, don't just buy the stock because it does pay a dividend. Obviously, you need to do your research, such as I have, before making a decision whether to invest in something. So, if we look at this, so if we return back to the monthly movement, obviously I bought in around here and did see some growth. So I bought in around $16 a share, and it stayed around $16 a share for the following week. Then what we saw on the 6th, it actually increased by about 10%. And then from the 7th till the 10th, just over the weekend, it went up from, again, $19 up to $21, where it sat, dipped a little bit, but sat reasonably stable. And the main reason for this huge increase on the 7th was the IAC, which is Interactive Corp, who announced that actually they had accumulated 12% stake in MGM Resorts International, and that's worth about $1 billion. And what happened on instant of that is effectively IAC shares went up by 2%, and pre-market trading for MGM stock went up 20%, which is basically these two jumps here. And actually, that is something that I obviously could not have factored into my analysis. Prior research, it was kind of I was in the right place at the right time, and that does often happen in investing, guys. It isn't, these are things that you can't foresee going to happen. And obviously, the market favored this announcement that they were going to increase their stake by 12%, and obviously that meant that the stock market and the analysts saw it as a positive, and the share price increased as expected. So yeah, I currently have 8.2 shares. That's an average of £12 per share. That's pounds, which gives us a current value of £138. So I believe I put in £100. You have £100 to purchase the share. I can just show you that here. And yeah, we purchased it for $15.75 per share. Obviously, you got the exchange rate through free trade, but £100. I'm now on £138, which is that £38 and 49% £38 and 49 pence increase. a 38.67% increase overall on the holding, and that is just over 2 weeks worth of holding the stock. So the question that I'm going to get next is, well, do you think this stock is going to continue to increase? And the answer to that is yes, I do. I do think the stock was badly treated by the coronavirus, and obviously it has been affected by it. But I do think the fundamentals and the way the business is starting to look towards online presence, and MGM is such a well-known name, and people go to Las Vegas for the MGM casinos. I do think it's just not a business that's going to go away, and I do think actually that share price of around 30 is where it will return to. Maybe not in the near future, but I will definitely be holding this for a longer period of time and hoping that that does get back up to those levels. If we do get to the optimistic view of Simply Wall Street, who think it will go up to $40, that's even better for me. But I do still think there is some upside in this stock, and I will be holding this stock for further. Would I increase my percentage holding of this? Well, I don't want this to have a huge percentage holding in my overall portfolio. I don't think that's really what I'm aiming for with this stock. It's a stock I believe in, but it is a stock that I won't be, increasing up to the percentage that I currently hold in Starbucks or Lloyd's, for instance. So yeah, I guess I should say thank you to the person on Twitter that pointed this one out to me, because obviously I have seen a gain in it of £38.49. But I do think this is also going to continue to increase. So I will be holding for the near future. So that's really it in this video. I'm going to hop out and back onto the camera now just to say goodbyes and wrap up the video. Thanks very much, guys. So that was it, guys. I hope you enjoyed the MGM 40% increase that we saw within my portfolio over the past 2 weeks. If you did find value in this video, guys, please do smash the like button and do let me know in the comments below what you thought of today's video and any other stocks that you guys are interested in me talking through. Until next time, guys, I've been the Capitalist Investor, you've been YouTube, and until next time, peace!